Hey, 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 what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, y'all? This was totally impromptu. I was not planning on doing this, but I've had a day of curries, a pair of works, and a dumpling. And I gotta tell you guys, I've turned on the DoorDash app a few times today. There's nothing to be scheduled for the next 3 days. Nothing, unless you're in the mountain towns. Like I can schedule for Silverthorne and up near Breckenridge and stuff. There's nothing here in the city. Nothing. Today and tomorrow, nothing. But I've made a good day out of this. So far, so good. This I wasn't even gonna take this one because I was on my way home and I've never seen a curry from this place. So literally when I posted I was gonna do this at 2:30 and I've started early, it's because I thought it would take that long. I got a curry about 6 minutes ago, got to the parking lot, created this thumbnail because it was a 2:30 pickup, went in to a place I've never been, super easy, went in and they had it ready. And I've got it in my car. It's going 2.9 miles. It's going to end the day. And it's not the biggest one. As you see in the thumbnail, it's 2676. But when I'm done, we'll real quickly talk about first, how short this is going to take me. I cannot believe it. It's probably going to take me, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes to do this for the what was it, 2676 or something that's in the thumbnail. Literally from pickup, and I was just going by it to drop off. It's gonna take me about 10 minutes. We'll see. I just picked it up 2 minutes ago, and it's only going a couple miles, so we will see. But I've had a day, and it's not gonna be a long stream at all. So yes, it's not one of the long ones, but I am going to deliver this, get this curry done, and then I'll tell you guys just how my day went and the different times too, because I've been keeping some written logs here because of the testing I'm doing with DoorDash. But again, hey Derek, what's up? I see you in there. Again, it's weird, guys. All the 8 block tests I've done for DoorDash, and I said that the last one was the last one. Clearly, I will still turn it on if and when I need to, whatever. But just out of curiosity today, I've been poking my head into, wait a minute, let's see if any DoorDash is going on. And the whole city of Denver, the whole city is gray. The only place that you can schedule, today's Tuesday, for Tuesday and Wednesday this week, there is nowhere that you can schedule a dash in Denver. Not one zone, except for Buckley Air Force Base, and you need credentials to get on that. So, okay, so there's not one dash to be scheduled for the next 48 hours in Denver. After that, they suck. The only good ones that are being able to be scheduled are like when I tried the Silverthorne one, and I've done things up in the mountains. Like there's mountain ones that are, they're allowing, like I saw Silverthorne had a 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. you could schedule. Great. I mean, if you're up there, that's a lot of money to be made up in Summit County, but there's nothing in Denver. And that's why I feel really good that I do these off-brand apps, because without them, I don't know what is going on with people right now. Derek, I know you do a lot of Lyft. How's Lyft going for you? Because I gotta tell you, I turn on Uber Eats too, and I check it. Uber Eats has just been dead for a while. DoorDash has barely been. My DoorDash test was just sad. And again, some people point out, well, maybe at first, after the first one, it was, well, what, on just that shift, that's the sample size. No. I did 8 shifts, and I think I mentioned it in the audio podcast today. I added up all the time, and all the time, not actual dash time, but I was not multi-apping, and I live streamed some, I recorded some, and I was doing notes. But my time on the app, so actual time sitting there looking at it, and I tried to dash as much as I could, and I got in a decent amount, but it's probably about the same amount of time that utilization rate that most people would have if you're on DoorDash only. If you're not multi-apping and you're only on DoorDash, I would guess my utilization rate of my time was probably near the same percentage you would have, or most people would have right now. And maybe that was even on a little bit the better side, because I mean, at least heck, there were a couple orders. I've been talking to people who do tons of dashing that says it's just dead. And look, we've been through this before. We know how to get through this stuff. But this is different, you guys. This is right before a new year, when there's going to be a very heated presidential debate or fight for POTUS 2024 election. And I gotta say, you know, like, I'm not real fond of any of the candidates, to be honest. I'm an independent voter, but I can tell you this: the current, and this is not me saying, because again, I'm independent. You know, I go to the candidates, not to the parties. But I gotta say that the current leadership cannot continue. You know, if you think that we're doing a bang up job in this country, wow. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I wouldn't even know where to begin a conversation with somebody that said that, other than maybe the fact that the only thing that they affiliate with the current administration is that it's not the last administration. There are some people I know like that, who literally know nothing about politics, don't even like to follow it, but they're stoked about it. I know a few people who are happy with the way it is because it's not what it was. And to that, I kind of, you know, that's a tough discussion to have. First of all, it's an impossible discussion to have when people don't understand politics. So, but regardless, in the new year, let's say that the current administration does leave. Let's say that the party even gets smart and decides not to run him. You know, because I mean, honestly, I honestly think they're going to have way more challenges running him than they think. I mean, his mental state is not very good on the day-to-day. How is he going to hit the campaign trail? Plus, there's some decent people that they could be running on that ticket on that side. Some that don't lean so far left. They really got to get somebody that doesn't lean so far left. I believe if the Dems want to even have a chance in the next running. I know it's tough when you have a sitting president, to not let him try and run another term, but man, this guy is just, woo! But I don't even know how we spun off into that. Regardless, what will happen though in the new year is nothing will happen like with the PRO Act and things on that level or that nature, but states and things like that who are wanting to push legislation, I need to say this because in case you guys didn't hear today's audio podcast, what I was getting at was that states that have legislation that they're like, yeah, let's push this, but they've got all these other things going on too, so you got to map out your timing. But if they have labor law stuff on their state agendas, that is going to be pushed to the very top and pushed through hard onto people, because the current administration knows very well they might not be there after the next calendar year. November could change all that. So they have one last year. And really, in your last year of your presidential term, you really only have till June, maybe July, to pass big things. After that, it's just like pardons and things like that. You can only do the little stuff. You can't take on big initiatives because neither the House nor the Senate will support you. Once and it moves into a lame duck session for them. And so yeah, so he's basically got about 6 months to make some big moves. What is our current POTUS care about more than anything in the world? The well-being of workers? Is that what it is? Well, that's how it's interpreted, or that's how he likes to portray it. I don't see it that way. I think that the only reason that a lot of people give him the credit of being all for the workers is because, yeah, he's pro-labor, but he's pro-labor in a very socialistic way. I mean, look, he does not want people to be able, this isn't how he says it, but if he could have his way, we would all be employees and we'd all be in a union and have the unions digging in our pockets too. So in my opinion, if that's what you would, in your wildest dreams, and where I give him some credit is, you know, he's had a long career, 50 years in the Senate and all politics and vice president, all this stuff. Okay, so let's give him some credit. One thing he's always been about, he's stuck to his guns, is he's all about unions and labor code on the union side. Again, he would like everybody in this country. That's why the PRO Act even was a thing. He'd like everybody to become an employee with a W-2 and be in a union, because he feels that I feel like part of him is stuck back in the 60s, late 50s, 60s, early 70s, when unions had a lot of power and when people had a lot of pride in their work. So like even like automakers in Detroit, they cared what they were doing. They weren't just on there making their wage and trying to fight for more money, and they actually took pride in the work. That kind of stuff's gone. I mean, we've talked about that with multiple careers, but what they do have is a very short window, January to like July, to push through state legislation very quickly. So we'll see, because there's 16 states that we were discussing, but now since the Kim Cavan thing, I think I've only mentioned this one other time, we now know of 18. And yes, Kim is coming on the, Kim and Mike Curri are both scheduled in January to be on the audio podcast, and I will bring those to YouTube as well. So long as, like, you know, I don't want to have to edit it, and sometimes on the audio podcast we get into some things where as we enter the presidential, I gotta be careful here, as we enter the presidential cycle, I'm not sure what the rules and standards will be on YouTube again. It's kind of loosened a bit in regards to, okay, you can talk about this now and you can talk about that, and you know, I'm not sure how they feel about the C word. And I can't believe I have to say it that way. Hopefully you guys know what I'm saying. But like, you can mention that, remember the pandemic. Remember on YouTube, I mean, some people could get away with it, but it was the reference in which you were putting it. Pandemic was something that could get your channel a strike, like a year and a half ago. So, I mean, I don't know what the new rules will be for the next cycle. And I sure hope it doesn't depend on who the front runner for the right will be. Because if they're doing that, that's just such crap and such taking away of freedom of speech. All right, let me jump out. Take care of this. How far into this are we? 13. Okay, that's right. Hey, what's up, Ken? That's that. The easiest in the world. I don't even know what it was. Again, guys, it was a pickup I've never been to. These are very weird things when it happens to me. You gotta understand. Hold on, I need to check text real quick. Give me 1 second here, guys. Okay, I'm back. I was just something. So I'm gonna pull over up here and I'll do it, because I'm not gonna run this very long. But maybe I will sit over here. All right. Okay, so Okay. How you doing, Ken? Sitting in the sun just a little bit. Stupid arse. So let's see, Derek. It's been a struggle recently, but fortunately my experience has helped me adapt and overcome with changes in the strategy. 2 $1,800 plus weeks in a row. This one will not be as much. Well, that's pretty good compared to a lot of other people. However, actually, wait, before I say that, that's good money, but I gotta ask, how many hours, Derek? And when I say hours, guys, let's not even play around. I don't care about your dash hours. If we ever want to have that discussion, and I know it's not dashing, you're doing lift, but if we ever want to have that discussion, we can, but that needs to be its own discussion. When I ask, how long did it take you to make that? I mean, how long were the apps on? Don't, too many people give me their active time hours, and that is not how you do it. If you are on the app, even if you're sitting here waiting, you are working, and those are hours. But so I didn't get I'm gonna give you guys a quick little breakdown here. Oh wait, there's another one. Let me look. It's a good Tony the Driven Dad. If you're in here, dude, there's a Curri. If you're down near your neck of the woods, I think it was near. I only got a glance, but I think it was near $40 for like 11 miles, and it was Greenwood Village to Parker. So if you're heading back your way of home, if you made all the money in 3 days, would you take the rest of the week off? I do that a lot, Ken, and I don't take the week off unless it's for snowboarding. A lot of times I get out of town, and I have friends in all the most of the mountain towns. So a lot of times I try and get out of town to snowboard, and I have my search and rescue. So yeah, sometimes I call it like an ambulance driver. I don't know if you're familiar with ambulance drivers, but ambulance drivers work, is it 3 days on, 4 days off? Something weird. I know you might think it'd be 4 days on, 3 days off, but I think once you're full-time, it's 3 days on, 4 days off in a row. So when you work 3 days on, you work 3 24-hour shifts in a row. Now they have bunking. It's kind of like being a fireman, because I was looking into this. I still am. I'm still doing my search and rescue stuff. So you can get full-time jobs where you work 3 days in a row, 24 hours a day, and then you have 4 days off a week. But no, like when I do the Brighton ones, I think when I did the Vegas one, I stayed an extra couple days and kind of did some leg work for some of the other work I do. I gotta crack the window. Primarily lasers and production. I know a lot of people down there in Vegas. So I took a couple days, saw some people, then I came back. By the time I got back, I was took a day off, then back to work. But when I did Brighton, or when I did past Salt Lake City about a month ago, that one I came right back, started working the next day. And when I did Richfield just last week, I came back, and I got back, I think, so I drove there I got to Richfield, Utah from Denver at 8 p.m. at night, maybe, and drove back to Grand Junction, stayed with some friends, had dinner and wine, got up, drove back in the morning, was home by like 1 or 2, did a live stream, and then the next morning I was back at work. If not that night, I might have even done 2 hours of DoorDash testing that night. DoorDash of all things, after I'd made that money. So I had to bump up my hours to about 70. Not going to do that this week. So so normally, you're saying you normally do 50 hours, you had to do 70. But okay, so Derek, real quick, normally when you do 50 hours, does that make you your 18, or do you just normally do 50 hours no matter what it makes you? I'm just trying to get an idea, because I know, guys, look, it's not shocking. Everything's down. Everything's down. And that's why I think it's great that people are sharing, because I'm taking these notes. I will tell you about my day, though, while he's putting that in there, though, because I'm pretty proud. Not a bad day, because I didn't get, you guys, if If you're not familiar, if you're new to this channel, hit like, hit that subscribe, help brother out. But listen to this. So normally I do, you guys know how I work. I wait for the 4 to 6 orders, the batches. Sometimes they come in, a few randoms might come in a little later. But that's display ride, guys. I always gotta say it. But I normally wait and I grab a 5:30 and I grab a 7 a.m. I did it the day before, and I did a ride along. What is that? 2970. Oh, thanks. And then I did a 7 a.m. one yesterday too. And then so today, I was hoping yesterday to schedule a 5:30. Didn't get it. I saw a 7 a.m. come across, and there's no order I take them in, guys. I mean, like when the batches come in, there's the 5:30s are the slim pickings, because they pay pretty well and whatnot. So you got to grab on them quick in case more don't come through, because some mornings it's like 10:15, some mornings it's like 2. So sometimes you got to take your chance. You just got to kind of get to the feel of it like everything else. But I didn't get a 5:30 this morning. I also didn't really need it because well, I mean, I absolutely could have needed it, but I also needed the sleep. I've been really kind of going all out at things. So I did take a 7 a.m. Curri for 88 bucks. That one was 13.4 miles. Great pay. It was 640 pounds of paint. So it was a big lift. Lots of that. So that's what I made on that one. That was 7 a.m. I was hoping to get another Curri as soon as I dropped it, because I got it done by 8. And I had a dumpling that shop I had to do for one of my customers. Again, another time, dumpling is just amazing because my customers are awesome. I always, like last night I texted her and said, hey, I've got this scheduled, and sometimes I get another one after it. I'll just be by sometime in the morning. We have a good rapport. She was like, okay. At 9 a.m. I did a 58 unit dumpling shop for a customer that lives about 2 miles from the store, and made $55 in 40 minutes. And then I had some downtime. I had to go back home. I was dealing with some Paris stuff and just catching up on some emails and whatnot. 11:30 a.m. I took a pair of works, 4.1 miles. Was a $45 delivery for 4.1 miles. It was a setup, but the setup just meant putting it on these 2 roller carts and organizing it. They wrote on pieces of paper on each level on each of the 3 levels on both roller carts. Put this here, put this here, put the plates in. So I did all that, and then they said text them when they were done. I did that. About a minute after I texted, lady came down the stairs and got it. She tipped me another 20 bucks. That's 65 bucks. That was cash. And then at 12:15, I took a Curri 8 miles to downtown Denver, which normally I don't do that, you guys. And again, it was one of those stories where I was just on a good day, and I just I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll get another Curri under my belt. Okay, so it's nice out, it's, what is it, it's 68 here today and sunny. But then that one was 48.70 for 8 miles, but it took me a while, I gotta say that. And then I was starting to come back home, and I was like, whatever. And I was like, it was a 215 Curri for 26.76, or that's when it came through, for 2.9 miles, and I did that. So that's all my stuff. That's all my totals. I just wanted to jump in here, and I didn't use any of the norm apps. Gotta run, you guys. I got something to do. I got something to handle. Thank you for joining, and smack that like on your way out.